What's up guys, welcome back. Today I'll be showing you how to make my recipe for Mississippi pot roast. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell and enable notifications as well. Alright guys, you're in for a treat. Meet me in the kitchen and let's make it happen. First things first, you're going to need a nice sized chuck roast. This one is about 3.5 to 4 pounds. You want to try to make sure that they're evenly shaped, unlike this one, but hey, sometimes you got to work with what you got. When you're shopping for a chuck roast, or any roast for that matter, any cut of beef, you want to make sure that they have some nice marbling, which are these white lines of fat that you see running throughout the meat. That's going to ensure that it's nice and tender, juicy, and flavorful. We're going to go ahead and season this roast up with a mixture of salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. You can use whatever you prefer on beef, but I like to keep it simple. Remember guys, this is a large piece of meat, so it's going to need an adequate amount of seasoning. There we go. Make sure we season both sides evenly. You want your meat to come up to room temperature prior to searing. That's going to ensure that it cooks evenly as well. Don't forget to season those edges. Looking good. This recipe is absolutely fantastic, guys. I first found it when I started the keto diet about 4 or 5 years ago when I needed to lose some weight, and I've been hooked on this recipe ever since. Next, we're going to dice up 1 onion. Not really dice it, we're going to quarter it. You want to leave it in kind of big pieces, but you can dice it up if you want. Doesn't really matter. It's just in there for flavor for the most part. There we go. We got our knife from Aladdin. Making quick work of that yellow onion. Next, it's time to sear the meat. So we're going down with a little avocado oil in our Dutch oven. You can do this process and then do the rest of it in a crock pot if you want. Make sure your skillet is smoking hot. Add your avocado oil and then add your roast to the pot. Press down firmly and be very intentional about this, guys, because that's how you get a good crust on your meat. You want to really press down to make sure it's getting maximum surface area contact. If it's not making contact with the skillet, it's not going to develop that crust that you're looking for. So again, be very intentional about how you press it down. Looking good. Let that bad boy sear for 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll take a peek and see how we're looking. A little early food porn on the way. Look at that crust. Beautiful. Flip it over and sear the other side as well, and then we'll sear the edges. All in all, about 3 to 4 minutes per side, maybe a little shorter time on the edges. Just want to get a nice crust, some color developing, some flavor on there. It's going to leave behind some fond at the bottom of the skillet, which is going to make our sauce super flavorful. Looking good. Once you've seared all sides, we're going to go ahead and remove that roast for right now, and then we're going in with 3/4 of a stick of butter, or a whole stick of butter if you really don't care about your life. Just kidding, guys. Going down with 2 tablespoons of minced garlic or garlic paste. Mix that in with your butter. And then we're going to add about 1 tablespoon or 2 of all-purpose flour. That's going to thicken up our gravy or our sauce. And just work that in. You want to cook that for about 1 minute, cook off that raw flour taste. And then we're going down with some beef stock. As always, guys, specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Mix that together. You'll start to get that fond up off the bottom of the skillet. And then we're going in with that onion we chopped up earlier. Not many ingredients in this recipe. Super easy, super straightforward. Perfect meal prep option. Serve this up with a little cauliflower mash or cauliflower rice. You got yourselves a delicious low-carb meal for those of you that are trying to lose a couple pounds in the new year. All right, we're adding back in our roast. And then we have just a few more ingredients that are going in. 1 packet of ranch seasoning. Now, traditionally, I'm not big on getting all my seasonings and stuff out of packets, but this is just how the recipe goes. We're also going to add in 1 packet of au jus gravy mix. Next, the star of the show, which really makes this the Mississippi roast, is we're adding in some pepperoncinis. I like to add in 1 tablespoon or 2 of the pepperoni juice, and then 4 to 8 peppers. They're not going to make it spicy. It does add a little bit of acidity to it, which is a really nice flavor profile. I really enjoy it. A little bit more beef broth. You don't want to submerge the roast. You want to kind of allow it to braise. Add in a little rosemary for some fresh herbs. And then we're gonna cover this with a lid and pop it in a 350-degree oven for about 3 to 4 hours, or until it's fork tender. Man, look at that. That's a bad roast right there. The fork test is the gold standard for identifying when a roast is done. If you can place a fork into your roast and spin it like you see me doing right here, and it's giving you very little resistance, that lets you know that it is tender enough and the roast is done. Oh man, that's gonna be good. This recipe is packed with flavor. I might like this a little bit more than my traditional pot roast if I'm being completely honest. All right, guys, buckle up. Here comes some food porn and a couple money shots. We're gonna plate this up. You know I gotta shred it apart. Oh man, look at that. That's more tender than a mother's love. Doesn't get much more tender than that, people. Just look at how easily it shreds. You can see the flavor packed in there. Got to go down with a little bit of gravy, some of those onions from our sauce. Oh man, grade A food porn. Looking good. You know we got to go down with a little bit of chopped parsley just for a pop of color. Brace yourself for a trademark money shot. Look at that. You guys are in for a treat when you make this one. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. You know I gotta try this one. Where's my fork? There we go. Oh man. The flavor just knocks your socks off. That definitely deserves a fork drop. Hope you guys enjoy the recipe. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Make sure you hit that bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.